is
yourself. Moving on to the next trending topic of the day, of the week.
Clea DuVall had been a ubiquitous actor in movies and on television for years when she got the idea for Happiest Season, a holiday romantic comedy with a lesbian couple at its center. I'd never seen a movie that really represented my experience, she says. Any LGBTQ plus characters were, if they were there at all, side characters. It's delightfully conventional, all while being completely subversive because of the movie's queer spin on the genre. And if everything goes well for Happiest Season, Abby and Harper should take their place alongside the couples of Love Actually and The Family Stone, ensconced forever in cozy holiday viewing. Happiest Season stars Kristen Stewart as Abby and Mackenzie Davis as Harper and is coming out November 25th. I believe that's Hulu is going to be.
Coming out on Hulu, right. Mm-hmm. What did you think about that trailer when you saw it?
I think it looks very fun. I think there's a lot of, we are getting, you get inundated every holiday with the like cheesy rom-coms. And I feel like with the streaming services dipping their toes in the water, because it's like, look, I love a good, bad, like Hallmark Christmas movie, but they are so cookie cutter and they get so repetitive. So I think it's been interesting to watch like Netflix and Hulu start dipping their toes in the water, and like some of them are just like Hallmark movies part 2, and then some of them do start breaking that cookie cutter a little bit of like, oh, it's wonderfully conventional, and also it has this wonderful like, oh, I haven't seen one of these with a lesbian couple at its center, and that does add a nice refreshing twist, and it's got a good cast, and the trailer made me chuckle, so I'm sold. I'll check it out.
When I put my brain into the whole Hallmark, holiday movie box, I was like, you know what, I can get it, because I'm even guilty of that. I love the Disney Plus film. Was it Noelle? I love that movie. Some people didn't like it. I loved it. I'm gonna watch it again in December. So I can get into those types of. But when I took myself out of that, when I just wanted to judge the trailer, Kristen Stewart, how did this movie really interest me? At first, it did. I was like, okay, with the spin on it, with it being a lesbian couple and whatnot. I'm like. I was like in the middle of watching. I'm like, have I seen that before? They've never tried this yet, have they?
Yeah.
And with the fashion of it, the way it was, it felt like a Hallmark kind of a I'm like, not in this vein. I don't think so. And I was really digging it. And then I just started. So I took that head off, and I was like, all right, now let's just judge the trailer for what it is. And I was like, I'm not into it. I didn't like the trailer at all. The concept of it, I love. The idea of it, I love. But then when I took those hats off and I was like, is this a good trailer? I did not like it. And then I was like, am I going to get on the show and just pump it up because I like the idea of it? Or am I going to be honest and say that trailer just didn't do it?
Have you ever seen a trailer for like one of these Christmas movies that really looks that good, or is it just like cute?
No, they mostly all look that bad too. But even in the whole Hallmarky, like even if this movie was already like, if this was like a year ago and this was already considered a classic by the majority, and I'm watching it for the first time or something. Did I like the trailer? No, I just thought the jokes didn't land with me. Then, so I'm thinking maybe I'm not gonna watch this movie because the trailer didn't do it for me. Then recently I found out
you went on an emotional journey.
I went on a journey with this. Then I found out who made this movie, and was it Clea DuVall? And I was like, that's it. It wasn't Kristen Stewart. It wasn't. And I'm watching. I'm starting, and I love was it Schitt's Creek right now? I'm binge watching that, and I'm loving Schitt's Creek. And when I saw the star of that in there, I was like, oh wow. But even that didn't excite me. I was like, okay, it's funny, okay, but it doesn't look like the jokes that I'm getting from Schitt's Creek I'm going to get here, so I'll just keep watching Schitt's Creek. But when I read that Clea DuVall, I was like, oh, that's it. I love her. So I'm watching this movie.
They got you in the end.
At the very end. If I didn't see that name, I probably would have skipped it. But I've had a crush. I don't have a chance in hell with her, but she's been on my list since The Faculty.
I think here's my thing. It didn't look like a mind-blowingly brilliant movie,
Right.
but it looked absolutely on par with like the best of that mid-tier charming holiday movie, right?
Right.
And I
It
feel like
captured it.
it's also so important that not every movie with an LGBT couple has to be art, film, Oscar winning. Like,
Yeah.
give the lesbians
It could
their
just be
sweet
we're just
mid-tier
having problems.
holiday movie.
Yeah.
Like, more of that. I think it's a wonderful thing. And it looks cute and it looks charming, and I will watch it because I'm a sucker for a dumb holiday movie, and I would rather watch that than
Noel.
the Christmas cookie where she has to go save the bakery in her hometown for like they're all the same
Christmas
movie.
beauty pageant to save. It's always that bad plot. I'll tell
We
you
are
what.
getting another Christmas switch, and I think they may have added a third Vanessa Hudgens to it.
Yeah.
TBD. I need to look into this further.
I think what always intrigued me about the whole concept of it is the fact it was something I think that Kristen Stewart, or was it Clea DuVall, said in that article, where it was like don't even think that this is one of those stories where the two love interests are gonna like make it in the end. I like this to me feels like it's gonna be one of those stories where it's like it's not we've seen it all with when it's a guy and a girl story. We've seen them all. We've seen the stories where they don't make it in the end. We've seen the ones where they always make it in the
No,
end.
they're not gonna make it's Christmas. They have to make it.
But what I'm saying is that she set it up. Well, I think she said that in the article too. Of course they're gonna make it, but
Yeah.
there's some parts where you're like you can see, ooh, maybe they won't, and you would find that believable. I'm thinking that's what they were kind of was trying to sell. So what I kind of got from that was they're trying to let us know that even a couple like this, they're having this exact same ups and downs and the problems and the happy times, and just like every other couple.
And it's a good actual like driving force in the movie, because if you haven't watched the trailer, the sort of main plot point is it's Kristen Stewart's character going home with her girlfriend and finding out her girlfriend is not out to her parents. So she's trying to pass Kristen Stewart off as like, oh, this is my friend who didn't have anywhere to go for the holidays, which like is a sustainable, interesting plot development that's like way better than like, is she gonna save the Christmas card shop and end up with the hunky lumberjack from her hometown, or is she gonna go back and be a lawyer in the big city? That's every Hallmark movie.
Right. That's the one thing that this type of a movie can bring to the table that hardly any other of those other cookie cutter ones can. The whole thing about being in the closet and not coming out to the maybe, you know what? No, I'm about to dive deep again. Maybe I have a personal stake in this, because maybe it reminded me of not when I came out of the closet to my parents as a lesbian, but when in a previous relationship, one of the things that we had a big problem with, or at least that I had a problem with, was that I felt like in a lot of situations that were important to me or important to us, I felt like my side wasn't being, not that my side had to be taken every time, because I could have been wrong, but at least my side, I felt like I wasn't being heard. And then the opinions of people who weren't even involved, like people on her side of the family, had more of her ear, her attention, her respect than me, the boyfriend or slash husband, and that's actually involved. Like this is a me you problem. Why are you only taking value into the opinions of people who aren't even living here? Like maybe I think maybe it was dragging that that feeling out. Maybe I'm throwing too much shade on my own personal shade in it, and not giving it a fair shake. But I'll try. I want to. But
you're not a lesbian, Chris. I just have to double check.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, but I feel like when I saw Clea DuVall in there, I love her. Especially, like I said, I love her in the Falcons. Almost everything I've seen her in, and I was reminded how much I loved her when I saw her again in Veep. So when I saw that I was like, I'm wondering why she doesn't act as much. It's because she's writing and directing. There we go. So I'm happy now. So I'm like, I'm glad
cute.
to get out there. Question is, guys, what did you guys think about, and not just you hardcore Kristen Stewart fan, like trust me, I can already tell when this video comes out, the Kristen Stewart fans, they are on fire. They are already going to like light up the comments board about this whole thing. I'm like, honestly, what do you honestly think about the idea of this movie, the twist on the characters? Do you find it as interesting as we do? Did you like the trailer? Did you hate the trailer? Are you a Clea DuVall fan like I am? Everything that you think about it, let us know below, and maybe we'll talk about it on We Got Your Mail. So,
if you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe to the channel and please drop a like on this video. It really does help us. Also, don't forget you can turn on notifications so you don't miss a single review, react, why is that trending, or We Got Your Mail.